Hi and welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm going to do a solve variation of this as a 4x4 Crazy Block 223. Now I made a different video where I explain what that means, but I'm going to briefly go over that again in this video. So what that means is we're going to have, so I turn this out of the way and I turn this, you can see this is going to be the bandaged portion of the puzzle, and it's like a 2x2x3 cuboid inside the puzzle. So that means we're not going to be able to turn this face, this one, or through these. All the other layers we could turn in full 90-degree turns, just like a crazy 4x4, and it's going to make for a very interesting and unique solve. So I'm going to start the video here, start with the scramble, and might take a... This camera only records for a limited amount of time based on the SD card, I think something like 25 minutes or something, so if it gets cut off then I'm going to cut back in with another recording. But yeah, so let's start with the scramble, and basically what I'm going to do is to help myself remember which is the bandaged side, I'm choosing this one, which is the red, white and blue. And so since that's the colors of the American flag, so later on, once the puzzle gets more and more solved, I don't forget what is the bandaged section. Because like, let's say the whole bottom layer is solved, I might forget, hey, what was the bandaged section that I started out with? And so I'm going to remember that it's this one. And throughout this solve, I'm going to apply a unique approach to it, which is going to be like a pseudo bandage. It's a term that I just came up with as I was solving the puzzle, which means I'm going to the first reduction I'm going to do is this corner here. So I'm going to reduce it into a 224 and then solve it as such, but I'm going to have this extra turn here available to me when I need it. So you'll see as I go on. So let's scramble it. Make sure not to turn the bandage section. It's important to keep that in mind. Always keep your perspective. And it's going to be a fairly challenging solve. I consider it quite a bit more challenging than a regular crazy 4x4. And obviously you need to know how to solve the crazy 4x4 to be able to do this variation solve, because we're going to be using a lot of the techniques and methods from that with some added things. Okay, so I think we could call that a decent enough scramble. So you could see, and just separate the colors some more so it's going to be a little more clear to see. So you can see this bandage block here, we've maintained that, and we're going to have to keep our perspective throughout the solve in order to continue maintaining this and solve the rest of the puzzle. So okay, so let's begin. So the first step, like I said, is I'm going to solve this, reduce this section here, and then I'll explain why later. So let's see. So what do we need to do? So this internal piece is actually connected to this. So this never scrambled, these yellow pieces. The only things we need to add is these pieces right here. These outer two edges, the corner, and these inner pieces right there. And so we're going to do that somewhere on this side of the puzzle. I'm going to bring it in. So the first step is, let's see, so this is going to be the corner, but it's flipped the wrong way. So let's flip it the right way so you can see that's how it's going to go. We happen to get the edge, but it's this piece is the wrong one. Okay, so first step we really need is to find, because these pieces here, as you know from the regular crazy 4x4, it's one piece, like this yellow internal and this red, it's actually one piece. So we need a blue and a red. And where do we have that? We have that right there. Those two internal. Now to that, we need to connect the corner, which is this corner. Let's just bring that out. Turn this here. And here. Now we need to put it in the right way. And so let's see. Okay, yes, there we go. Just got a little, lost my perspective a bit for a second. So, okay, so you see this corner, the blue is matching with this internal blue, and the red is matching with this internal red. Now we need to put in the external edges. And so those, and when we put those edges, it's going to solve these little tiny inner corners because those are connected to these edges. So we need a blue, yellow, and let's see where we have that. Right here, blue, yellow. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to bring this up, and it needs to go there, but it's flipped upside down. So I'm going to bring this here, bring it up, bring it in, but I can't just bring it in just the normal way. I have to do it, so let's see. I'm going to bring this duo right here. I'm going to do it with a sledgehammer, bring this down in. So down, down, up, up. And you can see that's connected. Now I'm going to put back the corner, which is here, and now I need this piece right here, which is going to be a red yellow. And where do I have the, is that the one? Let's check. Yes, that is the one. So I'm going to have to turn this out of the way. Since I can't turn the bandage section, I'm going to bring this out temporarily, like this edge duo. And then I'm going to bring it to the bottom there actually. I'm going to turn this in. Once again, I can't just turn it in, I have to sledgehammer it in. So it's going to go in there. So down, down, up, up. That's in. I'm going to bring that piece back up, and you could see I reduced this section, and now I'm just gonna have to turn it in there, right there. So I turned it in, and you could see I got this whole block reduced now. So now it's aesthetically, it's like a Crazy Block 224, but we're still solving it as a 223, but we just have this here. And we're going to try to avoid turning this for most of the solve, but when we do need that extra axis, we're going to know that we have this yellow side available to us. Okay, so now I'm going to keep this on the bottom. You could hold it this way or this way. I like to hold it on the bottom left, and I generally like to start the solve where green is my top and blue is my bottom, so I'm going to hold it this way, but for parts of the solve, if and when I need to, I'm going to turn it around this way. Okay. So at this point we start reducing these middle layers with the circles on top and circle on the bottom. And we're going to do this the same way, same exact way as we do for the regular Crazy 4x4. Except we're going to have to do some setup moves since obviously we have this bandage section. But this part of the solve is not too difficult. So, first we're going to solve these centers. And the same method that I use for a regular Crazy 4x4. So let's see, blue, and we put the blue ones facing the right way. So I'm going to bring this one out, bring this one down, and at this point it's all just intuitive. You see they don't match up because these pieces are actually a full piece, like this blue, orange, and yellow. On the inside it's actually a full piece, and if you solve the Crazy 4x4 you should already know that. So I'm going to bring this out. Let's see. I'm going to have to attach them based on the orange side. Okay. So it's all intuitive at this point. Okay, so if I do this, not really explaining, I attach the oranges and the blues. And now I could bring it down there, and that center is solved. Now on the top layer, I have these in place, and I'm going to flip them using the Soon algorithm. And so I'm going to turn these two that need to be flipped on the left. I'm going to do Soon. And I'm going to do a 180 and anti-Soon from here, and that's going to fix it. turn it back, and it happened to be that the centers are flipped the right way. If they weren't flipped the right way, then I would do the cuboid algorithm to swap them, and let's see how that would I don't remember if I would be able to do that the regular way or not, if I actually came across this issue or not, or if it can actually swap out or not. But let's just continue on for now. We'll deal with that question later on. So okay, so these centers are in. So the next step is going to be to place these pieces here. So for example, you see this red and this green, it's a single piece, but it's in the wrong place. And once again, I'm not going to really explain in depth. The same method as with the crazy 4x4, except with setup moves. So I have this green yellow here, and that belongs, you can see it belongs here, but I have to do the algorithm from this side, so I'm going to keep the bandage there. It's going to flip it, so this green is going to go here and the yellow is going to go here. And it's like a soon algorithm, except for this turn we turn both layers, but for the top we turn only the top layer, and it's going to place it. And you can see yellow, green, and that one is placed. Next we have white, green there. See, it goes here. I'm going to have to place it on this side with the bandaged here, and I'm going to do the anti-soon to place it in there. You can see that is placed. Next, green, red. It's going to be also an anti-soon. Bandaged here. I'm just going to flip it this way, clockwise. And that is placed. We have this green, red. And this is going to be a regular soon. Bandage is now on the left because we're doing a regular soon. Back, that's placed. We don't have any more greens on this top, so we have to bring them in from somewhere. And so we see we have a few over there, so turn that like that, and bring this out into the top layer, turn it back. This is a green yellow. Here it's going to be an anti-soon, so bandage is on the right. I have to bring in another green, so we have that one at the bottom. Bring that in, back. I know I may have kicked something out, but that's typically how I do it. It's the easiest and fastest way that I find to do it. Turn this in. It's going to go here. It's going to be a regular soon. Bandage is there. Back. Now the ones that we have left is these two greens. So I'm going to bring this up into here. And that would be use an anti-soon to kick it out. Turn this back and undo that setup. Now we have the green there. And put it here. Now we place it in here with the anti-soon. The bandage is on the bottom right. That's in. We should have one piece left. So let's see. I'm just gonna kick this piece out, but that's fine. So back. Okay, so this. Let's put this one back that got kicked out with a regular soon. So bandage is here. The other green, white is there. This is, we put in with a regular soon. So you can see this whole top layer, the inner portion is done, and the circle is done. Now we're going to do the blue one, and this is where the setup moves come in. So I put in, see I have the blue piece on this top layer. I'm going to turn it in here, turn up the blue, this section of it, and see what I could put in. So I have this blue yellow. I could turn it here. From here it's going to have to be an anti-soon, like this way. Turn this back. The thing here is there's a lot of setup moves with which you want to try avoid losing your place. Okay. We have this. And this is also going to be an anti-soon. That's in. Where else do we have the blue pieces? Or do we do everything? No, I don't think so. That's good. Okay, so I think we just need to swap, because this blue-white belongs here, whereas this belongs here. So we're going to have to kick one out. And this is going to be with regular soon, I believe. Yeah, with a regular soon. Kick it out. Going to turn in the one. We need to put it in here, but the piece is now there, so we turn that here. Okay, turn this back. I'm going to put the piece in here, which got kicked out from that. And that should do it. Turn this back. You can see the full strip is done. Full middle layers, top circle, bottom circle, and we've maintained this bandage block right here, this whole 224, which is really 223, because this we could still turn. Remember, we reduced it in the beginning. Okay, so now the next step, and this is one of the more challenging steps. Now you could get lucky with it and it might go quickly, but if you don't, then I'll explain what to do. So it's going to be these internal pieces, this and this here, and then the top layer, inner kind of edge pieces. So the first layer should be intuitive. We see what we need. So we need an orange yellow here, and it's this orange yellow. And you need to pair it with an orange white that corresponds with it. So, and that would be that one that's already in position. So we turn it up, turn this back, and you can see this bottom is done. Now is the tricky part. You can see on the top they're all mixed up. So we need to do the corner swapping algorithm 2 times, but the problem is we can't do it because we need to be able to turn top and bottom layer, specifically these outer layers, and we don't have that. It has to be 2 opposite layers, and we don't have that. We only have 3 adjacent layers that we could turn even with this. So and this really stumped me for a long time how to do it, and it's rather complicated. You really have to hold your perspective. Like I might even mess it up now as I try, hopefully not. So the idea is we're going to do the algorithm. We're going to have to swap certain things. So the bottom is solved. So what we're going to do is let me just show you what the algorithm is on this puzzle here. So it will be I'll just do it as a 2x2 algorithm. So it's a 2RU, 2R UI, 2R, and there will be a UI and D, but we turn it 2R UI, 2R U, 2R, turn back, and you can see it swaps these two right here. Let's undo that. Except we're going to do it with only top and bottom layers. And since we don't have that bottom turn, it's going to get quite interesting and complicated. So let's start the algorithm. And also, we're going to be turning on the horizontal layer, both layers. On top layer, we're going to only be turning the top layer. Okay, so 2R, U, 2R, UI, 2R, UI. Now, at this point, we would have to do a D. But we can't do a D. So we have to put this on the top layer to do that turn. but we also can't mess this up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this up 90-degree turn, and these two we're gonna swap with this, which later we're gonna swap back. So we're gonna swap it out so these don't get affected. Then we turn in that bottom layer and we do that D turn, except here it's gonna be a U turn. A U turn instead of a D. We turn back 90 degrees. I'm gonna return what we swapped with 180, and then turn it back here. Now from here we continue on the algorithm, and so that's going to be 2R UI, 2R U, 2R, and then 2R here, and then we have to undo that piece, which we would have to do a DI. Yeah, so we have to do a DI. So we're gonna turn in, we could see we have that mixed up. Turn that back in. Do a 180. Turn this in. Now we do that DI turn, which here is gonna be a UI. And then we turn this back and flip this back with another 180, and then we undo that. Now you can see on the bottom layer it is still maintained. On top layer we swapped. You can see now we have two of them that are in place, and only need to do the same thing again now with these two. So that's what I was talking about. It really gets complicated. You really have to keep your perspective and understand what you're doing here. So now to do it with these two, I'm going to turn it here. With the two that are solved, they're going to be on our left. We're going to do the same thing with these two now, same exact thing. So 2R U, 2R UI, 2R UI. It needs to be a D, so we bring this 90 degrees in, we swap it out, bring in that bottom layer. Instead of a D we do a U, bring back 90 degrees, swap it back out, bring it back down. Now we continue the algorithm. 2R UI, 2R U, 2R. Now it needs to be a DI turn. So once again, bring this in 90 degrees. You could see based on this, it needs to be a DI. So here it's going to be a UI. Bring this up 90 degrees. No, my mistake. Bring this way. Swap this back out with a 180 turn. And then turn it back. No, hold on. Turn it back and swap this back. And just make sure. No, I think I messed that one up. And if I did, then it's fine. We'll just have to redo some steps. So I think here, where was it that I swapped it out that I shouldn't have? I think it was like this, where I made the turn that I needed to do here, and that needed to be a UI turn, right? So if I turn this back in, no, let's undo that again. So that was UI U. So I need to swap this 180. Bring this here. Now I do the UI. Turn this back this way. Swap it out. No. It's not here, it's going to be here. Okay, so I see I messed something up a little bit. Okay, so I see this belongs here. And now this one belongs over there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put it back using an intuitive way, but it's gonna break other things apart. Okay, so the oranges we're gonna use to attach this here, here. So that's good. Now this, I need to flip the right way. Okay, so I need to do 90-degree turns. I need to remember that. Once again, this is also going to attach with the oranges, so I'm going to move that out. This there, this here, back there. Boom. Okay, that's the thing. I fixed the top and bottom. Now I need to redo some of the things that I messed up. Let's see what we messed up. So let's redo that bottom layer first. So we need to put in a yellow orange, which is going to be this one. Bring this in, set up this orange, back, back, back. Oh, it ended up actually fixing it. So you see the bottom is done, the top is done, even though I did mess up, but essentially that method did fix the whole top layer. It just would have been a little quicker if I wouldn't have messed it up. You see, it's really, really tricky because you involve those 90-degree turns and swaps. It makes the relatively simple algorithm far more complicated. So now that this step is complete, the next step is going to be reducing these edges. Now, if we would be doing this on a full 224 where this full block is actually bandaged, this step would be a bit more complicated because we need to reduce them facing a specific orbit. In other words, you could see this green, yellow, the green is with the green, so it's in its proper orbit. But this green orange is flipped. And if we would reduce it flipped, then it will be a bit complicated to kind of get it the right way. But here, because we have this move available to us, this process gets easier. We could reduce it anyway, and then we could easily flip those edges as we need to. So let's begin with the reduction process. So this needs to swap with this. And let's see, if I put this there, because we do have that turn available to us now, and I bring this in. Now I don't want to sledgehammer this in here because then it's going to mess up that block, which I don't want to do. You see, now what if I turn this away as a setup move? I'll swap it with this. Now I turn this back, I undo that, and I undo that turn, and right here it is. Next. Okay. I'll put it in the wrong way. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is what I want to do right now. So bring this up, swap it out with something else. Using sledgehammer, and that's restarting from the same spot, since like I mentioned before, the camera has limited timing with the recording, so just continuing from where we left off, we just reduced this edge duo right here, and let's see what we want to do next. We could continue on just reducing them randomly, but what I like to do first is I like to put in these pieces. Like this is the bandage section, so I want to attach, for example, this piece here. And so let's see. So here is a red white. We should only have one more red white left since the other one is already in. That's right here. So I'm going to put this on the top layer. Now, if I bring this out and I sledgehammer this in, I have to put it in the right way, because if I put it in this way, it's not going to be the right way. It has to be from here, but I cannot do this turn because this is bandaged. So I have to turn this out further. From here I do have this turn available, as we remember. So I could put it in from here, but it doesn't go this way, so it would go like this, like this. So down, down, up, up, that's in. We undo our turn, and that is in. And we're gonna have to do with a number, with this one as well, this one, and that one. So let's do this one first, the red yellow. So where do we have our other red yellow, which is right there? So let's bring that to the top. We have that here. Now we bring this out and turn this way. We're gonna have to bring it from this way. And that's gonna be down, down, up, up. Turn this back, and you can see that is reduced right there. Not sure, do we break something apart in doing that? If we did, then it's fine, we'll fix it. Now let's do this piece and that piece. So here we need a blue-white, which is right here. Now since we're going to be turning on this axis with this, we want to keep the blue-white somewhere on this side that's not bandaged. So if I put this up here, and so I turn this up, I can't turn it in from this because it's going to go on the wrong side. So I put this further, bring this here, and let's see, I think this should do it. Right there. Turn this back, turn this back. That's in. Now this one we want to do, we need a blue yellow. We have this already on this side, which is good. So if I put this here, yeah, it's in the right orbit. Undo, and that's reduced. And now we continue on with the remaining edge duos. So let's see what we have. This puts it in the wrong way. Okay, so this one we could do now. Attach this, swap it out with something. So we could swap it with this one. Bring it back. And this happened to get solved as well. Turn this back. Let's see how many. I think we have 3 left. So it should be a 3 cycle. So let's see. It's a white. Okay. So if I set this up like this, I'm not going to want to do it this way, because then when I sledgehammer, this is going to get broken apart, which I don't want to do. So I just want to bring this up to the top layer. Okay. Okay, now it's there. Now I put this in and swap it out with this here. Let's see which way I need to do it. this way, yeah. That, bring it back, turn this back, and I believe all the edges are now reduced. Now we check their orbits, if they're the right orbits. So I could see this one is fine, this one is flipped, this one is flipped, and this one, and all the greens are basically flipped. Blue is good, this one I think is fine. So let's see. So to flip these, to keep it simple, I'm sure there's easier ways to do it. I'm going to use the standard algorithm for when reducing a 4x4, regular 4x4. Now, I have to hold it in a way where I make sure I could turn things as I need to. So I'm going to need to turn this, which is good. This is good, and this we have that where we could turn it, remember? Okay, so I'm going to turn this in. No. Actually, I don't need to do any, just to flip this, okay. R-U-R-I. Where'd that go? I think that's the one, okay. Now, this one, same thing, we're gonna flip it. Actually, this is an easier way we could do it. Why am I doing it that way? You just do it. So this one needs to flip, and this one, this is good. Just do the regular 3x3 algorithm. This one, F, R. And again. It's good, good, good. This is good. And these two we still need to fix, okay. Put this in. Okay, so I think they're all in their right orbits now. I'm going to solve this middle edges. It's intuitive. That's in. This one needs to go here. But we cannot turn this layer, so we have to put it in from the top. That's in. Now, before we put in these edges, top and bottom layer edges, we're going to have to flip these corners the right way. We're going to do that with the Soon algorithm. It has to be, since green and blue is top and bottom, all these have to be showing green or blue. You can see this is yellow, orange, orange. These are all flipped the wrong way, as well as both of these. So first I'm going to deal with these with an anti-Soon. And that only flipped one of them, which is fine. So let's see. I want to put all of them on a layer. Oh, so these are good. They flip the right way. These and so these. So this, now we could do that algorithm with the Soon and anti-Soon. So it's going to be on our left. Okay. That was a Soon, and 180 turn. Back and anti-Soon should fix it. And back. Okay, now you see you have all green and blue. So the next step is we match the blues, the bottom ones, corners, together, ignoring the edge. We're going to have to match them with the orange, which is the same color that they both have aside from the blue. And it's going to be on this face. Okay, so turn this up, set this up, get it out, put this here, match the two headlights, back, back. So that's it. Now we want to put this edge in there. So I'm going to bring this here, bring this up, do the edge cycling algorithm that is used for the fuse cube. It's going to be 2R, U, 2R, U, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2R, U, 2R, U, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U. Turn this back. Whole bottom layer is solved. This is where you need to remember what was the bandage section, and it was the red, white, and blue, but it was this way. So it's this block here, and we still have that available to us, that turn. Now let's see if we have any parity. So at this point we need to swap two corners because we have the headlights here. And I'm going to put them this way. I'm going to hold the puzzle this way because once again we have this turn now. And if we would be doing the full 224 solve, we would not have this turn, and it would get much more complicated as to how to swap these two, which I was not able to figure out yet with only 2 axis turns. But here we have that option. So I'm going to do the algorithm. 2R, U, 2R, U, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U. Now 2F. UI, 2F, UI, 2F, to U, 2F, 2U. Okay. Turn it back. Let's see what we have. So I see we have both parity situations, which I guess is good so that I could show you how to deal with them. So one parity, as you could see, this orange is opposite to this setup here. So let me think which one to start with. So you can see we have the two edges matched with the corners, and then we have the two swapped edges. So that's one parity. And then we have the inverted color. So you can see the inner edges are opposite to the corners, inner opposite to the corners. So we have those two different types of parities, and there's two different sets of algorithms we're gonna have to do to fix them. So the first one I'm gonna deal with is probably those inner edges, and that's gonna be a similar way to what I showed with the other video that I made of the 3x4x4 bandage cuboid variation. So I'm gonna hold the puzzle, let me think, this way. So the bandage section has to be in the back. No, so we're gonna have to have a front turn available. Front, right, and 2-layer top turn. Okay, so we're gonna need to have that available. Now that bandage section is in the back. I'm just thinking about the positioning. What's the best way to position it? So if I move this out, this, no, like this it has to be. I don't want to have these edges on this layer somehow. Or if I do it like this, then I have this turn. That will work as well. So once again, this is the bandage section with this turn available to us. I'm going to do the algorithm. I'm going to do a mirror version of it, which I've never really done before for this algorithm, but it should be fairly straightforward. But this will allow us to do the algorithm across from here. So once again, double checking the bandage section. It's in the back. It's not going to be affected by our turns. Okay, so it's going to be 2U. Normally it would be 2R, but here it's going to, since it's a mirror version, 2L, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2L, 2U. Now, from this position, trying to maintain our perspective, and this is going to be our guide. This yellow, 2 blues, and the white, from where we're going to have to undo that algorithm. So, I'm going to turn this back. You can see the bandage section. A little piece in the back got broken up, that's fine. And now from here, we need to hold it this way. We have this turn available to us. And we're going to swap 2 corners on this layer using the fuse cube algorithm. And that's going to be, just make sure, you could turn this layer, you could turn this one, on top, all is good. Okay, so 2R, U, 2R, U, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2F, UI, 2F, UI, 2F, 2U, 2F, 2U. Now we turn this back into that position. The yellow, the blues, and the white. Check the bandage section is back there. The L turn, so it's going to undo that algorithm that we did. 2U, 2F. That was 2L, and now it's 2F. 2U, 2U, 2F. 2L, 2U. Turn it back. Now, whole bottom layer is good. Turn this back and let's see what we have. So now I'm going to have to swap back the 2 corners. We have the headlights here. Just going to hold this again. Bandage section is back there. This turn we could do. And from here, so the headlights we put to the left, I'm going to swap these 2. 2R, U, 2R, U, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2F, UI, 2F, UI, 2F, 2U, 2F, 2U. Okay, so you could see we got rid of one of the parities with the internal edge pieces. They were opposite to the colors. Now they're all good. Now we have the second parity, which is the 2 swapped edges. And this should be a little easier to deal with. So once again, now I have to think of the positioning. So if I hold it this way, I have to position and remember what turns I'm going to have to make and which turns I cannot make. So from here, I have to hold it this way. Now this algorithm, I would rather not do a mirror version, because if I could do it from here as a mirror version, but then I'm afraid I might get more confused because I'm not used to doing this one, mirror version. I would rather do it the regular way. Well, hold on, so let me just, no, it's not going to affect it because I still need to do it like this. So from here I could easily do it the mirrored way without having to set anything up, because what I need really is the right turn, which I can't do because it's blocked. I need the front turn and I need these middle layer turns. Now should I risk doing the mirror version? This is the specific crazy 4x4 algorithm to swap the 2 edges. I'm just worried I might mess it up, so let's see how I could set this up. If I set it up like this now. So I need the puzzle to be this way, where the bandage section is going to be in the back, but I have this right turn available to me. You know what? I think I could break apart these two edges, swap them out, and then just redo them, and it's gonna be okay, rather than just focusing on specifically these two edges. Or I could just maybe put them in. Maybe I could just put them in. So if I turn this in, down, anyway, it's going to cycle things around, so I'll just do it from here. Okay, so that algorithm is going to go as follows. So UI with the middle layer, up, up, U, down, down, undo that UI, U. But then I would have to do a D turn. So I did a U here, so D turn, but I can't do it because of that bandage section. So I'm going to turn that back 180 to bring the bandage section up. Now I'm going to do that D turn. I'm going to bring that bandage section back. Now from here I'm going to do up, up, and then UI, down, down, bring that banded section up, undo this turn, that would be a DI, turn this back. Okay, so you can see that fixed the situation because we now have 4 edges. So it took out that parity, so now we just have to resolve these 4. So let's see, what was the bandage section? Red, white, and blue. With this as well, let's hold it with the green top, blue as bottom. So it's this section that's bandaged with that turn available to us. So first let's swap these two. Up, up, down, down, and then that's in. Now this one, so this one we have to put in from there. So hold on. I'm gonna have to flip this one. Okay. Okay, so that's good. I'm gonna have to redo the corners, cycle them back, so these two are flipped the right way. And these, I think the video is gonna stop soon, so I'm gonna reset it again if it does. So it's these two. I want to get these next to each other. Move this out, turn this back. Now I have these two. I'm gonna do the algorithm again, soon and anti-soon to flip these. So okay. I have to do it twice this time. Back, and this time should do it. So okay, all blue and green for the corners. Match the blues. Repeating what we previously did. Okay, corners are in. Put the edge here. Swap, cycle it in. And turn this back. Now let's see what we have. We need to swap two corners, these two, and position it here because we need this turn and the front. And remember that is not bandaged. So okay. Okay, now let's see what we have. Hopefully parity should be gone, I think. Let's cycle these three. And yes, it's good now. Okay, so you see this is in, fully solved. So now we just cycle these. Now I want to bring this one this way, so I'm going to turn the opposite way to cycle them this way. So 2R, 2Y, 2R, 2U, 2R, 2U, 2Y, 2R, 2UI, 2R, 2U, 2R. And you can see that solves the puzzle. So it's definitely a very challenging solve. Much more challenging than just solving this as a regular crazy 4x4, and just shows the interesting different types of variation solves that you could have with this puzzle. So that's the 4x4 crazy block 223, my solve variation of this puzzle. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and until next time.